a bet on that game, though. So let's go ahead and get into bets on a budget, brought to you by Sobet. Go check out Sobet. The links are in any description or link tree that you could find from us. Use code Theissue when you sign up. It's really an investment, not a cost. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the New England Patriots at +5 at Pittsburgh. Points are going to be at a premium here. This is going to be low scoring, cold, crappy weather. The Patriots have held each of their last 4 opponents under 10 points. What's even more wild is that they're 0-4 in those games.
Yeah.
But my point being is those points are at a premium. I will take 5 points in a rough, weird, low-scoring type of game. Again, I think it's a 9-7 type Pittsburgh win just because they're at home. Boswell's the better kicker. The weird thing is I'm talking about a kicker.
I was going to say, when
game.
you're betting on a kicker,
That's how you know it's going to be bad. But I do think New England keeps it close. 5 points is a lot of points in a game that is probably not going to see a team go over 10.
Yeah. You were talking about the lack of offensive production with New England. There's the same thing on the Pittsburgh side.
If you're a defensive coordinator, this is going to be a game that you want to watch film on.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good defensive game to watch.
100%. Get some pro tips from it.
Yeah. Let's go with Baltimore -7 versus the Rams. Baltimore against NFC teams at home. We saw Detroit go to Baltimore, boat race. We saw Seattle go to Baltimore, absolutely throttled. I don't think the Rams are going to fare any better. I mean, hell, Joe Flacco looked good for 3 quarters against them. I know he had a turnover late, but I mean, the Rams defense is not impressive. Lamar do they have a bye? I think they're off a bye.
I believe so.
We're going to say they're off a bye. I'm just going to roll with it. But anyway, no, even if they weren't off a bye, I think 7 is not enough. I think Baltimore wins by 2.5 touchdowns. I'm thinking it's a 17-point game.
Yeah, this one's not going to be close.
34-17 is my prediction.
Lamar is going to have his way with the Rams.
I couldn't agree more. Let's go Cleveland -3 versus Jacksonville. I think C.J. Beathard is starting. I would prefer to not have C.J. Beathard start as my quarterback on the road, cold, windy weather against one of the best defenses in football. I think Myles Garrett eats because the offensive line is definitely the weak point of that Jacksonville roster. You're not going to be able to run the football with ETN. I'll take Cleveland to win. Let's go 26-20.
I love this bet. I just have a question for you. Do you still feel the same way if Trevor Lawrence starts?
I have some hesitation, but yes.
Okay.
I think so.
I was going to say
because he's not going to be healthy. And with that offensive line not being great and Myles Garrett, he's going to have to be able to move a lot. I don't think he's going to be able to move a lot if he does play.
Yeah, I mean, you even get really good pressure from all parts of that pass rush from Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go Seattle +10.5 at San Francisco. That's just so many points in a divisional game. I mean, a good coach in Pete Carroll. We saw them go toe-to-toe with Dallas on the road in prime time. They get extra rest. That was the Thursday night game. San Francisco coming off a physical game against Philadelphia. I think they take a step back. I'll take San Francisco to win by a touchdown. I'm going to go 31-24 San Fran.
Yeah, I was going to say, I still love San Fran winning this game. That's not the argument or the question.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of...
Can it stay close?
Yes,
and
I think it will be.
Yeah. A game that's not going to stay close is Miami -14 versus Tennessee. So we get Miami at home. Miami against bad teams. Think about that. The really bad Denver team to start the year. Carolina, they throttle. Washington, they throttle. Mm-hmm. They crush bad teams. Tennessee is not a good football team. I'll take Miami by 4 touchdowns. I like 31-3 Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think Tennessee's very good.
And don't we just love Miami as a big favorite?
Dude, they cash for us every time. Every time.
I know. If there's any bet on this slip that you're gonna want to bet and take as a
Miami.
lock, it's the Miami.
It's Miami all day. It's Miami. All right, guys, those are bets on a budget for week, what is it now, 14, coming off a 2-2-1 week. Of course, the stupid Chargers game pushes. Brandon Staley can't freaking coach. Anyway, we got New England +5 against Pittsburgh, Baltimore -7 versus the Rams, Cleveland -3 versus Jacksonville, the underdog Seattle at +10.5 at San Francisco, and the big favorite Miami -14 versus Tennessee, which has been fairly free for us this year.
All right, well, we got to say it because we say it every week. Feels like a 5-0 week.
Feels like a 5-0
Feels
week.
like 5-0.
Need it. We are 1% away from sharp.
We're still at 55%. We've been
that 2-2-1 killed us. If it's a 3-2 week, we are at 56%.
We're at the sharp line. I know. We're just
this one's feeling. I'm feeling 5-0. My favorite bet is actually that New England bet. That's 5 points in a game like that.
I would say
it's going to look like 1940 football.
For me, it's my favorite one. I'm going to go Miami. Second favorite one, I'm going to go New England. I'm a little worried about the Cleveland one. That's probably the one that I.
Okay, so like this New England game, we're gonna do a longer TikTok on this, right? And we'll post it. Go check it out. Kenny Pickett or Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones.
Kenny Pickett over Mac Jones, but
It's not. It's closer than you'd want to admit. C.J. Beathard or Kenny Pickett. Jake Browning or Kenny Pickett.
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning's our guy.
Geno Smith or Kenny Pickett.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith easily. Geno Smith easily. Will Levis or Kenny Pickett.
Will Levis.
Will Levis. Right-handed Tua Tagovailoa or Kenny Pickett. Right-handed Tua Tagovailoa. Like, it's like, we're going to do a longer form TikTok on that, so check that out, guys. That is all we have for this segment.